Hey guys, this is Heather from healthyveganrecipes.net. All right, it's soup day. A lot of you guys, a ton of you guys have been asking me for soup recipes because it's getting that time of year, isn't it? It's getting colder outside. The leaves are all yellow and brown and red outside my window right now. And so, soup time. And it's not going to be just any old soup. It's going to be a fantastic root vegetable soup. So what I've got to start are some onions chopped up in my big soup pot. And to that, I'm going to add some beets, some sweet potato, those are my favorites, and some turnip, which is already peeled and partially chopped. So those are all going to go into the pot. I wrote out the directions for you guys like I would normally do, where you add the onion and the garlic and then the beets and the sweet potato and do it all in a row. But then I got thinking to myself, you know what? I can just throw this all in the pot because today I'm feeling lazy. So if you're feeling lazy, just feel free to just chuck it all in the pot, get it cooking, add a little bit of salt, and then once everything's soft, we're going to puree it into a delicious soup. It's basically all there is to it, but I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. If you want the recipe, head over to healthyveganrecipes.net. Okay, so my soup pot is almost exploding with all the veggies I have in here. I got a little carried away, and I've chopped up the turnip and realized that it's actually a rutabaga. I wasn't around when it was peeled and chopped up, and really the only reason it's in here is because it was in the fridge wanting to be used. So if you don't like turnip or rutabaga, feel free to leave it out, replace it with potatoes, just add more sweet potato or beets, or just leave it out. The interesting thing about beets, by the way, is that they will stain anything red, including your hands, which is handy if you're looking for red food coloring. I myself am trying to think of a Halloween costume, so if anyone has any ideas for me, please post them in the comments. One thought I had was to be a vegan vampire with a beet victim, and my friend thought I should flip it and be the vegan victim of a vampire beet. But anyway, if you have any good ideas for me for Halloween costumes, let me know, because I'm not that great at coming up with ideas. Okay, so to your pot of vegetables, you're going to add some thyme, and I have fresh thyme that I'm just going to take off of the stems and put in here. And the way to do it is just pull opposite to the direction that it grows, and it'll come off so easy, except for the top, which I just pull off. All right, sprinkle some salt in there to help those vegetables soften up. And then I've got some water boiled in a kettle, which I find to be the fastest way to get a soup going. And I've got almost 1.5 liters here, so I'm going to see how much I want to put in. I'm going to puree this soup later, and I want it to be really thick and creamy, so I don't want to add too much water, but I also want to add enough water that these vegetables are going to cook. Okay, so based on the amount of vegetables I have, I wanted to use all of that. The water level is going up to about here, and my vegetables are pretty much almost at the top. Okay, so once you got your water in, you can use vegetable broth too. That'll be really tasty if you wanted to use some of that. Get a lid on it, put it on the stove, bring it to a boil, and then let it simmer until your vegetables are soft. So check if they're soft. I usually just poke them with a knife or a fork and just make sure that the veggies are all soft in there, and then comes the fun part. I'm just going to puree it with my immersion blender. Then when it's all smooth, all you have to do is take this out, and that is all I need to clean. This is why I love immersion blenders. Okay, the last couple things I'm going to add in here are some seasonings, and I've got some fresh parsley that I chopped up in my food processor. I'm very excited to add that in here. I'm going to save a little bit to use as a garnish on top, but I wanted to add a whole ton of parsley, so I'm going to just put most of this in and stir it through. the other season I'm going to add is some paprika. You can do as much or as little as you like, but I really love the flavor of paprika, so I'm going to add a fair bit here. Some other things that might be nice, a little dash of balsamic vinegar. I didn't mention at the beginning the garlic that's in here, but there is some fresh garlic. I also really like putting garlic powder in here because it's just a more concentrated garlic flavor. And other herbs might be nice, like dried basil or fresh basil, or anything dried like oregano, marjoram. Those are all really nice flavors in here. So then give it a taste and make sure it has enough flavor, enough salt going on in there. It's going to be pretty hot. Yummy. It's very nice. If you want to thicken it up a little bit, so mine is a little bit loose, I think what I'm going to do is add an avocado and puree this again. You can also use tahini or almond butter or cashew or sunflower seed butter just to give it some really nice creaminess. Otherwise it's just the creaminess of the vegetables, which is pretty good, but sometimes I like it really, really creamy. So much richer with a little bit of fat in there. Don't be afraid of using some fats. Your body needs them. It helps you absorb all of the awesome vitamins and minerals that are in this soup from the veggies. Plus it tastes really, really good. So that is it for me today. I hope you guys enjoy your soup, and I'll see you again soon.